All right, we are back, HHW. So we were talking about what's War Games going to look like now? Because Seth Rollins, we originally thought Division, all three of them, were going to be in War Games in some capacity, and then we're trying to connect the dots. And I myself, I've been trying to figure out how the hell are we going to get John Cena in War Games? And on two occasions over the past weekend, I've heard this same configuration of what they might be planning. According to the internet, and of course, everything on the internet is true, but I heard it from two different places. So I thought, okay, there might be some legs to it, but it makes no fucking sense when I lay out this match, the opponents in this match, the competitors in this match.
Is it NFTs involved?
No, but who's to say that it won't be? Again, I think even this particular match I'm getting ready to lay it on you, which I don't think is going to happen now because of the Seth angle, because of the Seth Rollins double cross angle. But originally they said it was going to be Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, CM Punk, LA Knight, and Jacob Fatu. Right. That makes no sense. But hey, but okay. Versus The Vision, which would have been Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, Bron Breakker. But then the other two was going to be Brock Lesnar and Austin Theory.
Yeah.
I want you to marinate on that for a second. Just
not unless Austin Theory about to become part of the Vision.
Well, so that would have made sense. Now, then that probably would have been great for Austin Theory. That would probably
Brock joined it just off the strength of Paul.
Paul, right, right. Paul, exactly. So Paul, because Brock's not going to be in the Vision. He's no one's worker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Austin Theory, who's still young and extremely talented. We haven't even seen the best of him.
No.
But what we do know is that he beat John Cena at WrestleMania 2 years ago. But then they put him straight in the freezer. All right, well, a great way to get him out of the freezer, pair that man up with Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And I think that combination of Theory, Bronson, and Braun is really
beautiful
good.
Faction.
Very solid. And they could have stopped right there, those three, along with Seth. But no, there's no longer an along with Seth. And I guess that Bron Breakker is going to take the role as the leader.
Mm-hmm.
So if they still want to put Austin Theory in the Vision, if that's what they vision, no pun intended, go for it.
Yeah, pull the trigger.
However, for War Games, it still made no sense to me at first, especially with Jacob Fatu just randomly being put on Raw's side unless he's going to Raw, which I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's the only thing I agree with you. That it's like replace Jacob with John Cena.
Exactly.
And then we're okay. Yeah.
How can you have Brock Lesnar in War Games and not have John Cena on the opposite side?
Exactly.
I mean,
and that would have been like, yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go.
I was saying that would have made more sense because they just like had a match and John Cena got to get his lick back before he retires.
Right. Okay. I didn't care how you got there, just get there. But when I first heard that, that particular configuration, I guess Austin Theory and Jacob Fatu were the two names that just threw me completely off.
Yeah.
And I love Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
I just happen
make it make sense.
Want to make sense. So now let me see if I can.
But that's the only Theory angle I can think of. If he joined the Division, that's the only way that would make sense.
Austin Theory, that is right.
Yeah, Austin Theory. Sorry for people don't know what we're talking about. Just said Austin. Yeah, Austin Theory.
Austin Theory, not Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I fuck with Austin Theory, bro. Like he looks great. Like you said, he's athletic. I like this theme music. I like this gear. Like his gear would like play off of the show and shit.
I like his finisher.
Yeah.
The face breaker. Mm-hmm. He gets you in the fireman's carry to the face breaker. I actually like that move.
I like his little rolled up front kick too.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. Yeah. He takes the stunner the best. Have you ever seen his stunner bump where he jumps 6 feet in the air?
Yes. Him and the Rock.
He has a lot of charisma, but we didn't get to see it because of the way that they packaged him. but he actually has a lot of charisma. But I think him having Paul talk for him would be a lot better to take him seriously, and then just to remind us of who he used to be.
I don't think he was a bad talker either, though, bro.
He was
maybe
decent.
not an A+, but at least a B.
C+, B, maybe. I don't think he's talked me into like checking out his matches.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he was being geeked out for the past 2 years. So
yeah, like after he lost that U.S. title, it was just kind of like you said, they put him in the freezer, bro. It was just like, pairing him up with Grayson Waller and all that shit. It was just the 8-town down under, and it just didn't work.
Yeah. And I guess 8-town down under. I mean, I think Grayson Waller needs a makeover his damn self.
Yeah. Same thing. Charisma looks great. I like his gear.
Yeah. He just needs like his character needs to not be the social media pop star and be something different. He's an Australian asshole.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Even his music is just
the little.
Yeah, that. Yeah. I guess
he does like the standing lunges.
Yeah, like he just needs to change his whole gimmick, I think, at some point. But hey, listen, shout out to them. He's still young, and most likely we have not seen the final form of either one of Austin Theory or Grayson Waller. I'm starting to learn. You'll see, again, you see all these different reinventions of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Even Ludwig at some point is going to have a reinvention. Right now, El Grande is his best thing.
Yeah.
Go figure. So,
but I could see Austin Theory being a future WWE Undisputed Champion.
I think that's the vision that they had for him to begin with, because Vince McMahon put a lot of stock in Austin Theory. If you keep in mind, he represented Vince McMahon at that other WrestleMania against Pat McAfee.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That WrestleMania in Texas. So, like, I think they had high hopes for him, but then he got cold. But it's okay. Vince did the same thing with Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
When Drew McIntyre was a rookie, tried to strap the rocket to him. The fans weren't feeling it. They tried to bury him. Now he's like the guy. But I think for you to become the guy, it's going to take you about at least 10 years.
Yeah.
To become like the guy. Even Bron Breakker, because he's special, we ain't seen his final form at all.
Not even close.
Yeah, but back to this WarGames configuration though. All right, so Jay and Roman with no Jimmy, LA Knight and Punk, and Jacob Fatu. How the hell did how?
Houseway.
Right. How does this configuration happen? I see it's like Jay is like riding with Roman, but LA Knight and Punk ain't on the same page.
Mm-mm.
And then again, Jacob Fatu, that's another conversation. Like, what made Roman go recruit the crazy cousin?
Exactly. And Roman, and another thing too, I'm just iffy about Roman even being in this because you saw what happened at Crown Jewel. He was like, they never gonna believe me if I don't do it by myself. Why do y'all keep doing that? He said they never.
Right. He also said, I don't want to see y'all till Christmas. Well, clearly, this is Thanksgiving for WarGames. They'll see each other before Christmas.
Or will
they? Unless he got 2 more movies to shoot. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's shooting Street Fighter.
Right. He's a Akuma.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, bro. The thing about having a match that is bound to a specific show is the work that you have to do to make that make sense.
Yeah.
For those who care, which I'm slowly starting to get to the point where I'm going to stop caring and just say, give me a match. But boy, having a story makes it so much better.
It does. It does. We're still fans of the old school. That's why. You know, yeah, they had the package videos when somebody was about to fight or whatever. Like one of my favorite ones was with Bret Hart. You probably don't even remember that shit. Start the fire in me, you are the air, you are the air. They had this whole montage of him having good matches and shit before wrestling, man. It was dope as fuck, bro. I remember shit like that. Feel my desire. Feel my desire.
Hey, bro. I don't remember that one. I think the only like video, if I was to remember like video packages with like maybe a famous song and a wrestler, one would be U2 Beautiful Day, when they were bringing back Triple H from that quad injury.
Yeah, I remember that one. That shit was hard, bro.
And then the Limp Bizkit My Way for Stone Cold Rock for WrestleMania 17. I remember that video package.
Do you remember the Coldplay Kurt Angle one?
Oh, what Coldplay song was that?
Clocks. Do 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 do. I think he was coming out from injury too, and they were just showing like different matches and shit. That shit was hard, bro.
Yeah, those help. They should do that for superstars more often to help them get over. Since they don't do squash matches, at least like let's get your moves over. Like do that for the War Raiders. Give them some hard ass, kick ass like rock song, and just show them all doing all their double team maneuvers.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that. But where was I? Yeah, so gimmick matches like War Games or Hell in a Cell. They didn't do Hell in a Cell in October, so no Hell in a Cell this year, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe, I don't know. But
I don't think so. I
haven't seen one this year that I can remember. No,
I don't think they did it.
There's been cage matches, but it has not been a Hell in a Cell match. The last Hell in a Cell was Drew Punk, which was a classic. And that made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was their third match in their feud, but they had been feuding for a whole damn year leading up to it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have Hell in a Cell just there, when it used to be a standalone pay-per-view, and no matter what, there was going to be a Hell in a Cell match, they had to scramble to make that make sense. And War Games is kind of like our last resort. It was like, all right, I cannot get control of this situation. These teams hate each other that much that we can only settle this in this particular type of match.
Mm.
In most cases, the matches or the competitors, the configuration has made sense. Not this one. But he got 6 weeks to make it make sense. All right, fine.
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber always seemed weird to me because if this is supposed to be your most gruesome, violent structure, why is this happening? And if I'm a wrestler and I got a choice between winning the Rumble to get a shot or winning the Chamber to get the other shot, probably always going. I guess my odds are better in the Chamber.
Yeah, because it's you versus 5 other people rather than you versus 29 other people.
But it might as well be 29 other people if I'm in this violent, brutal structure.
Yeah, but if you outlast, your stamina outlasts the other 5, then, you let them beat each other up. You strategize, then you got a better chance. But in Rumble, man, you got to depending on what number you are, you got to fend for yourself until it's you versus that last person to win.
So I'll accept the Elimination Chamber for that reasoning.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you would think it would be a means to an end, but really it's like, no, I'm just going to go do this to get a title shot. I wish they would find a way to get weapons in the Elimination Chamber. All they do is just slam each other on the grate or ram each other into the steel cage.
The little boxes and stuff.
Or into the pods, but it'd be cool if you could sneak some kendo sticks in there or some hang a trash can lid on the cage or something. Let's make it more violent than it already is.
You're welcome, WWE.
You're welcome.
We'll send you an invoice.
We're here for you. Yeah, we're going to send you an invoice. But I digress. War Games is kind of like the match I look forward to because it's just a hype match. There's no way that it's not going to be an exciting, hot crowd. But I would like the configuration to be put together with some type of story binding the participants. If Austin Theory just happens to be part of the division, fine. They just threw Bronson Reed in there last year as part of the other bloodline. So, okay.
Yeah, I hated that shit, bro.
Well, so, and if they wanted to, because they decide they control every single thing, they could put so much emphasis on planning things ahead of time. And I was talking to Nick about this when we was watching Crown Jewel, and I was like, they did a good job promoting Seth versus Cody with the 3 weeks they had, but why not talk about it a month ahead of time, or you knew the show was coming, you knew what the show was about. Why can't Seth in this promo say, yeah, I'm going to do this, and at Crown Jewel, I'm going to do this? And just kind of hype it up a little bit more. I'm getting the building's already sold. The building's already sold out, but you still want to get people to pay $30 for that app, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the first, so we get through SummerSlam, all right, I just took the title off of Punk. And in 2 months, I'll be in Perth, Australia, beating up Cody Rhodes or whoever the SmackDown champion is.
So what I'm trying to figure out is how does that, because I'm with you, but you know what? It's not just with them, though. It's with anybody. Everybody's kind of getting lazy with promotion. I guess because there's a certain amount of budget hours you can put into it or some shit. That's what I'm thinking, but it's its own thing. So I don't know, TV time or something like that. So maybe they're kind of like trying to plan that around TV time or.
Well, see, that's the interesting part as well. Like, okay, TV time. Well, what's the extra few seconds for me to say an extra few words or a few extra sentences? Could we like remove a minute from one of these long ass entrances or video packages no one watches? Could we? There's lots of ways to manipulate the time that we have in front of us, right? Because we forget that we get to see our favorite superstar, if they're not in a match, maybe for 60 seconds to 2 minutes a week. That's it.
That's your gripe. You think the entrances would be too long nowadays?
Yeah, all that shit. They could cut so much. They could cut so much of the fat. Just like we got 5 matches on the PLE. They could have cut some fat and got us 6. Matter of fact, Stephanie Valkyrie and Tiffany Stratton, that match was 10 minutes long.
It was pretty fast.
It was good, but would have been greater had it been an extra 5, you know? Some matches don't need to be 30 minutes. Cody could have been 20 and been fine. But it was 30. Like you can cut, but saying an extra sentence versus the fluff that you say every single week, instead of saying, I'm a visionary, I'm a ha ha ha. Well, do your Seth, please. They could, see that laugh took 3 seconds. They could have cut some of that out instead and just promoted Crown Jewel like right after Clash at Paris or before WrestlePalooza. They could have just like, Seth is feuding with him and his wife or feuding against Punk. But a month later, there's this big annual event, where I get to say I am the champion. I am the A champion with the ring to prove it. They could have just do some sentences in there to promote it. I don't understand why it's hard to not promote
your show
in the future. Just like I don't know why it's so hard to say next week on Raw, here's what you're going to see. It doesn't have to be top to bottom, but it could be at least 75% of the show, and then throw in one surprise match.
They kind of already do that though, bro. They don't do it all together. They do it throughout the show. They'll be like, next week, Stephanie McCare taking on Trish Stratus, blah blah blah. Like in between.
Every now and then, Pierce will be like, something's happening next week, or Pierce will say something's happening in 2 weeks. I appreciate that because I know it's happening, right? But then we'll have those episodes where I talk to Adam Pearce. It's Kyrie versus Rhea. I talked to Pierce. It's Kyrie versus Io. They could have promoted Kyrie versus Io and said, next week, you two. They could have, but so they decide when they want to promote something in advance, and then when they want to just make it up on the spot, or 2 people are out there in the ring talking, and here comes Pierce from the back saying, you know what, this match is official and it starts right now. Actually, that's what Nick Aldis does on SmackDown. It's just like, okay, have your one surprise match, but like, have some other shit on the card. Promote. I don't get it, but maybe it's not needed. I don't know. I don't follow.
Well, maybe they think, because we're now living in a time and age where social media is the biggest thing, right? So maybe they have a certain amount of followers on their page or on the IG or whatever you may have. Maybe the WWE fan club on Facebook or something like that, to where they know they don't have to promote it as much. So maybe they're promoting it up there.
Well, that's where I was going next, that maybe they do more promotion through X and through social media. Like even right now, I'm on my wrestling website, 3 title matches announced for WWE Raw next week. I had to find it on the internet. Right. So of those 3, what are we getting? Dominic versus Rusev. Getting Becky versus Maxine. Because we knew that was going to happen because Maxine beat her with the count out. And then the 3rd would be the World Tag Team titles, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Finn Balor and JD McDonough. So those were all announced.
Got a feeling they're going to win too.
Dragon Lee and AJ?
Yep.
I don't think Rusev's winning. I think Penta's going to come out.
No,
Penta's going to cause, it's going to end up being a 3-way.
Yep, triple threat.
You can smell that from a mile away. And Maxine's not beating Becky Lynch. That's just a placeholder.
Nah, she gonna show it to at the end of the match.
Yeah, that's just a placeholder. But at least they advertised 3 matches. How many matches did we get on the show to begin with? Maybe 4, maybe 5. So we'll get like one surprise match. Somehow it'll be the Usos versus Braun and Bronson again.
Probably. Chances are.
There'll be LA Knight and CM Punk talking about his title shot, or they'll be, well, if they know the fate of Seth Rollins, they'll go ahead and start planting the seeds to whoever CM Punk's going to be facing.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be Seth, that'll be some interesting promos.
You think Seth gonna be on next week's show?
He should. His wife's going to be there.
Yeah, because they'll be on sometimes, whatever. Like something might happen, then they won't be till next week.
His wife's going to be on the show. And if they want to get some heat, might have to bully Becky.
Ooh, maybe he's not there, and then they roll up on Becky and kind of like, make it seem like she threatened or whatever. Then he comes back and has some shit to talk.
I mean, if you want to turn Seth face, that's one way to do it. The only problem is that Becky's still a heel. You see how all this.
It is. It's like, yeah, nothing's yeah.
When you don't I assume there's a level of long-term planning here, but not a lot of plan Bs or plan Cs for that matter. And you always have to factor in injury. Injury will put a monkey wrench into everything. And the last thing we want, and we talked about this, is with your top guys. Your top guys are out, and you got everyone else just geeking out to each other every week. You notice that Jey Uso, how they show people walking in the arena and everybody gets a pop?
Mm-hmm.
They showed Jey Uso walking in the arena. All I heard was crickets.
Yeah.
Until he came out later. But that whole, walking with your suitcase into the arena thing, I heard nothing for him. And I thought maybe it was.
He got a boo too when he left Jimmy.
It's like, come on, Jay, what are you doing, bro? Like they I think they. I'm trying to I can't let these occasional good matches get in the way of just if you were to sit and reevaluate the entire 2025, they've dropped the ball on so much. They are up a lot of different things. They're doing a lot of things right, and they're just things that they can just write where the money just falls off trees. They're not doing it, and I just find it weird. But again, timing is timing. You never know when these things are going to happen. But they got.
So I just had a thought too, man. I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I had a thought too. We know for the most part, man, people are fucking ADD, right? The average person,
right?
They don't know how to they don't like story building. But like I said, we like story building. We come from that old school era. So maybe they on some shit like that, man. They know the average audience attention span is so they try to do shit to keep them excited, Kind of like when you got a little toy with playing with a little kid, ooh, look, here you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's something.
And that's not a slight to anybody, but just the average person, it's hard to hold their attention. You got to do something to keep them excited.
Well, I mean, clearly there's way more options for them to change that channel or even just pick up their phone and start doing something else.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how they're measuring, at least television wise. I don't know how Netflix ratings works on a streaming service. I don't watch Raw live ever. So I don't know how that matters. I watch it on the replay. So how do they factor in those numbers, those viewers? I think it was reported their numbers have been hitting record lows, but what does that even mean in this particular, right? In this particular era? Are they reacting to that? They don't have to. Their deal is locked in. Their TV deal is locked in. So it's
so I guess they measured it by how many people streamed it.
I need a better understanding of that.
That's a good question.
Because back in the day, the gauge is the building sold out. And the buy rate on the pay-per-views, back when they would do 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 buys on average. And then WrestleMania would come and they would damn near do a million buys or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And now everything's on an app. Different apps at that, which, by the way, trying to find WWE on the ESPN app this weekend, I was just sitting here I'm not feeling this interface on this app. They may need to wait at some. WWE, that shit was buried underneath all the other content. before we could find it. Did you have
Yeah.
trouble finding it, or was it right there on the front page when you logged in?
So when I log into Disney Plus or whatever, it kind of like got highlights at the top, and it was featured up there.
Okay. That's good.
That was cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just I mean, if they don't want to promote, they ain't got to promote. Listen, I go through the same shit with AEW. These know they got a pay-per-view coming on this certain date, and they don't start announcing matches until like 3 weeks before. And I'm like, what are you doing? You want people to fork out $40, $50, depending on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Your main event, at least 2 of your main events should have been announced 5 to 6 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the difficulty to say this is what we're going to do and get an idea of who wants to see it, because I want to sell out this building and I want to sell these shirts and I want people to buy these pay-per-views so I can break even on the cost that it takes to even run the damn pay-per-view and pay for this satellite time and pay these wrestlers.
But see, that's why they need, like, you know, folks like you on that team, man. So they can get that, you know, that input. Because like I said, it's just, I don't know, it's just different, man. Like, what I think, honestly, it is, I'm sure a large portion of the people that work for these companies are fans. But like the people that are like the investors and shit, they probably don't give a fuck about that shit. It's like, oh, what's going to make the most money? Oh, we got to do this.
Yeah.
That, cut this, cut that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You know, TKO, they don't give a fuck.
No.
They push out so many damn UFC shows, you can't catch up with them. When I was watching UFC heavy, like in the late 2000s, I had like, when I was playing the video game too, I knew everybody's name. I knew their records. You know, I was following Rampage and Rashad Evans and
George St. Pierre
and all these great
Silva.
Stephen Bonner. I ran into Anderson Silva on an elevator in Vegas once.
That's crazy.
John Jones, young John Jones. Like back then they had superstars, and every now and then they would have like some stories on why these guys are fighting, or at least they acted that way to promote the fight. Now they just like, it. The UFC brand's so strong, whatever we give you, fighting fans are going to eat it up. Just like boxing fans who just love boxing are going to just buy whatever fight gets put in front of them. Wrestling fans who just like wrestling, or they're going to just eat it up regardless. But at some point, there might be a shift. And if I think there was going to be any level of a business shift, it's going to be coming closer towards WrestleMania 2027, where we're going to start to see possibly some changes in behavior based on that Royal Rumble of 2027 will be very, very telling. But that's a whole nother year and some change away. But I just don't think it's hard to promote things. I just don't think it's hard to promote the TV. I don't think it's hard to promote your pay-per-view. I don't think that if we know who our WarGames competitors are going to be, let's go ahead and start putting that out there now to build the heat for that.
Agreed.
I mean,
what would it hurt to promote early? It won't hurt anything.
But now they can't because they can't now because everything's all up. So maybe that's part of the reason. Everything's all right. Like maybe it's something we don't know. Like, okay, well, we don't know if this person's going to get injured. Right now they can't do shit. Right now, all the focus is on Bron Breakker and what the hell he's going to do next week, and what side is Paul Heyman on, and how Bronson Reed's going to figure out which Uso he's going to beat up next week. They promote that. That's what they promote. But like, and there's other matches on the card for Survivor Series. Maybe John Cena's going to have another go away match with another competitor and say, you know, WarGames, nah. I'm just going to have a match. He has 4 dates. 4.
Cody versus Randy.
Say what now?
Cody versus Randy.
Cody versus Randy at Survivor Series. They could do that. But we'll see what they do on SmackDown. Because, I don't know. I'm not excited about next year's WrestleMania anymore. We spent all this time like talking about what they could be doing.
And they said, nah, watch this.
Right.
What Usher say on the Tiny Desk concert? Watch this.
Man. Yeah, so I guess I'm looking for, long story short, we started this out talking about war games. I guess I'm still looking forward to however they give us war games, they give it to us. Yeah. And I guess they'll figure out some way to make Brock Lesnar make sense. Hey, if you want to put some extra stank on it, have Brock Lesnar come beat up Seth Rollins. But again, he's not going to join division. So I guess next week, Monday Night Raw will be based on so many different factors. But I know we're going to hear from Bron for sure. But like I said, I just wonder if Seth not going to show up. Watch what I tell you. It wouldn't surprise me if he didn't. Just keep his wife separated, I guess, from the rest of the group. And they can do that. We won't care. Mm-hmm. We won't need continuity from that point. I just don't know if Seth can come back a face. Hell, this could be one big elaborate setup.
I don't know, man.
I don't think so, though.
That was a goddamn passionate spear, bro.
Yeah, he speared him. And
that's just passionate.
So, all right, well, kudos to WWE for putting me in a position to where I got to wait patiently 7 days to see what the hell they do. That's what you're supposed to do.
Hey, going back to what you say, he was like, yo, he was complaining about this, they're doing the same thing every week. They was like, oh, let's throw him for a loop this time.
It was a minor difference though. Other than that entire show was the same old, which is why I'm not even going to go over it. Everything was the same as usual. Usos get beat up by Division.
Mm-hmm. Oh, only thing was that was different. CM Punk didn't get a curb stomp.
CM Punk did not get a curb stomp.
Thank you. We at least got that.
He got a spear and a tsunami again. Didn't they beat up everybody, if I recall? That's right. Yeah. Bron ran around, hit LA Knight with the missile spear, jumped all the way across the entrance ramp.
Got Jey
Uso again.
Yeah, CM Punk got speared and tsunami, then kicked out. He said, throw him out. They throw him out the ring.
Same, just different configuration. Mm-hmm. And next week it'll be the same. We'll get Becky and Lyra versus Judgment Day again. Mm-hmm. They got the victory. So most likely this match will happen again. Not just yet. They're going to put a little something in between. Have Stephanie Valkyria take on Roxanne Perez, our girl.
That's a good match.
It should be. It should be good. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to that. And then maybe, but if they're going to go the old predictable route, they'll have Stephanie beat Roxanne, and then Stephanie will go against Raquel Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. Raquel get a victory, and then she get the title shot.
Then we got Rhea. We got Rhea versus Kyrie again. Well, not again, but for the first time in a long time. She's already faced Asuka one-on-one. She's faced Kyrie one-on-one, and now Kyrie done broke out the kendo stick. So you know where that's going next.
Street fight. Yep. So this feud must continue until we get to the elaborate setup that I'm still forecasting to happen. Or maybe not. I don't know. They're breaking out the weapons now. So they're just up all my plans. All the booking that we have done on this podcast. They're just throwing it out the window, man. Hey, and if it's for something better, I'm all for it. Give me something different. Make it make sense, man. I said, we're tired of soup. We don't want no more soup, man.
No more. So we're going to move on to our Crown Jewel review to wrap this episode up. But before we do that, folks, HHW fam at home, put in the comment section what type of match will we see next week that somehow involves Division and the Usos. How are they going to put that together next week? That same old soup that we all love to sip.